All right, welcome to the last practice quiz in Unit 2, 22 through 26 lessons. So the first two questions are solving for x. We want to find the values of x that make this true. So the first thing we do is we create ourselves a puffy cloud here, and we say that x cannot be negative 2, because negative 2 plus 2 would be 0, and the other one would be 4, because right there 4 minus 4 would be 0. I'm going to clear the fractions. That's been our strategy this whole time, is to clear the fractions. And remember that I can't divide by 0. So I'm going to multiply this side here by x minus 4. If I do that to that side, I do it over to this side too. And then I'm going to multiply both sides by x plus 2. X plus 2, and then over here, x plus 2. When I do that, I'm going to cancel out the x minus 4s, and I'm going to cancel out the x plus 2s. So that's going to leave me with 3 times this thing here, so x minus 4, and then 8 times this thing here. This is the easy one because it turns out to be linear. So now I just do the old distributive business. 3 times x is 3x, 3 times the 4, so minus 12, 8x, and 16. So I got the variables on one side, numbers on the other. So I'm going to subtract over the 3x. I'm going to subtract over the 16. And then this goes together to make 5x, and then this goes together. You borrow 12, you borrow 16, that means you owe 28. Those are gone, so we have 5x is 28. Divide both sides by 5, and then x is a decimal. Divided on the calculator, you get negative 5.6. A nice non-repeating, non-terminating, just a terminating decimal. Okay, same strategy for the next one. I'm going to multiply both sides by x plus 3. That'll kill the x plus 3 there, x plus 3 over here. And then I'm going to multiply both sides by x, because that'll cancel that x out and then this x out here. But before I get too far, create my puffy cloud. Oh, I forgot on the last one, the negative 5.6 is not in the puffy cloud, so that's the correct answer. So x cannot be 0 or negative 3 in this one, because negative 3 plus 3 would be 0, and of course x is 0 would be bad. So I'm going to cancel these out and cancel out the x's. So this is going to leave us with x plus 3 times x minus 3, and then negative 8 times the x, negative 8x. So now I'm going to multiply this together. First outside, inside last, x squared minus 3x plus 3x minus 9 is equal to negative 8x. Those cancel out, so I get x squared minus 9 is equal to negative 8x. So this is a quadratic. The last one was linear, so I could just move things to the opposite sides. But here, I got a quadratic, I got all the parts of the quadratic, and we set our quadratics equal to 0. So I'm going to add over the 8x. So I get x squared plus 8x minus 9 is equal to 0. Then this factors. If it doesn't factor, you got to use the quadratic formula or something, but this one factors. 9 and 1 subtracted from each other make 8, so this needs to be a negative 1 and a positive 9. That would make positive 8 in the middle. Then we do zero product property. Set each factor equal to 0, and you get x is negative 9, and x is equal to 1. So negative 9 and 1, and they're not in the puffy cloud, so those are the two solutions. All right, so there's the first two solving. The next 4 questions come from the next 2 sections, which are on identities. So you're trying to show that one thing is equal to another thing. So instead of having you, I'm having you show that, but I'm having you just multiply things out to show me what it's equal to, and you simplify it down. So that's kind of the way I decided to handle it. Okay, so FOIL first, outside, inside, last. And then those go together, so you get x squared minus 25. So these are equal to each other. So this is the same thing as this. And so that's what they were calling it, an identity, when you have two things that are equal to each other. So they're polynomial identities. All right, back to the pen tool here. Well, we'll do Christmas clause or clamma clause. So we're going to multiply x times these three things here. And then we're going to do green, -3 times these three things to multiply it out. So back to the red, I get x cubed plus 3x squared plus 9x, and now the green, minus 3x squared minus 9x, and then the last one would be -27. So now I'm putting the parts together. The x squareds cancel out and the x's cancel out, so all the middle terms go away. So that happened twice, 2 times in a row. That's a special identity. So I get x cubed minus 27 is the answer. So again, back to the highlighter tool. This thing here, right? This thing here and this thing here, they are the same. Okay, page 2. Just more identity stuff. Notice this is +5 and -5, so I was like, well, what happens if I give them x plus 8 or x minus 8, x minus 8? So we're still going to multiply this together. First, outside, inside, and last, 8 times 8, 64. These go together, so it's x squared minus 16x plus 64. All right, so now we're going to multiply this together and then let this one sit here. So we're going like this and like this and like this and like that. So we get x squared plus x again plus 1. So that'd be x plus 1 times x squared plus 2x plus 1. Now we're going to do the whole clamma clause thing, right? So beep, 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 beep. All right, so it looks like a clamshell, Christmas colors. Back to the green. So it's going to be x cubed plus 2x squared plus x. Multiplying by 1 is easy. Plus x squared plus 2x plus 1. Now, the middle terms go together this time. So this and this makes 3, and this also makes 3. So one's x cubed and one x squared. So we get x cubed plus 3x squared plus 3x plus 1. Ta-da! All right, number 7. Number 7 is just plugging the numbers into the formula and then getting an answer. So we're starting off with 200 milligrams every day. So that would be my starting amount, 200. And then it's 1 minus, and there's 4% left. So it's only 4%. So there's 4% of the original. So that means you're multiplying by 0.04. Right? So if we have 200 and we have 4% of it, we multiply by 4%. So it's just a little fraction of it. And we're going to do that 4% for not 10 times, but 20 times because you take the medicine twice a day. So let me erase here a little bit. Nope. Boop. And to the 20th power, parenthesis, over 1 minus 0.04. And you type that successfully into the calculator, and you get 208.3 repeating milligrams. Make sure that you have milligrams on there. And I'm looking at my original answer key, and I didn't have milligrams because it is a little story problem. Okay, next page is just the 20 terms. This is going to be a big number. So we're just following the formula again. And blue pin, I'm on the blue pin. So S is equal to starting is 3. 1 minus R, it's 3 times as much, so 3. And then we're doing that 20 times, so 20 again. I didn't mean to do the 20th exponent 2 times in a row, and then 1 minus 3. Okay, type this into the calculator, and you get 5,230,176,600. So that's adding all those numbers together. 3 plus 9 plus 27 plus 81 plus 243 plus ... every multiple of 3 for 20 of them. It's going to be a huge number. Yeah, that makes sense because you're multiplying it 3 times as big. All right, so here's using the formula again. My starting amount is $100 at the beginning of the year. So the total sum of all the money is $100, and you're getting 3% more. So 3% more, if you just multiply by 0.03, that would just be only 3%. To be 3% more, you got to multiply by 1.03 to make it 3% bigger. So that's the difference. We're making it 3 times bigger, so we multiply by 3. We're multiplying it by 3% more, so we do 1.03. And then on this last problem, it was just 4%, not 4% more, it just was 4%. So when it says 4%, you multiply by 4%. When it says 3% more, because you're gaining 3%, you do 1.03. That's the difference between the two. And then we do 1 minus 1.03, because that's the growth factor, R. And then we do that for 30 times, and then 1 minus 1.03. And we type that in the calculator, and we get $4,757.54. So that's not a lot of money over 30 years, but it's better than just doing $3,000, right? Because 30 years at $100 would be $3,000. So you are getting an extra $1,700 because of the interest that you're gaining. All right, so that's the practice quiz.